So we expect a lot of excitement for those who are going to wed and hold functions. However, for those who have lost their loved ones, big sorry to you. We pray that God rests all the souls of our beloved people in peace.
Before we go to our topic,
Yes.
there was a headline in today's Bouquet Day
Yes.
and some online papers whereby your principals complaining that some of you, when they gave you cards, you slept, you forgot about struggle.
Well, I don't know. Probably by the time he said it, he had evidence. But I think you also know those who are still on the struggle and those who departed ways with the struggle. I think you know there are even some who crossed over the other side. But everyone has a different story. Mine is different, so I don't think he was talking about me. I'm still straight and believing in national unity platform, because with me I've got my principles. I believe first in what my people tell me. My biggest, my bosses, number one bosses are my voters. And second is my party. The good thing, I've not had a time when the party stand is against my people's will. I'm happy. I've not reached that extent. But if it happens, which I don't want to happen, I really don't want to part ways with any of the two. Like some people are normally in a paradox whenever something like that happens. But I'm lucky. I think I chose the right party because we stand for the 99% of the oppressed people in Uganda.
So you're not part of the victim?
I don't think. I am not. Let me give you an example. In life, when somebody, let's say, says you are stupid, and you know you are not stupid, then he's not talking about you. But if you are stupid, then he's saying the truth. So in both instances, there is you have no chance of getting annoyed. If I say you are stupid, you have no right to get annoyed, because if you are not stupid, then I'm not talking about you. But if you are stupid, then I'm saying the truth. Why should you still get annoyed? So
That is Honorable Katabazi on the opinion of his principal or his
yes.
president, Bobby Wine, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu.
And he's a very, very straightforward man. That he says things the way they are.
It's only that in this case he didn't mention us the names.
Yeah,
That's where
definitely he will have, probably if he mentions, but one thing, I think many people don't want people who are direct. They want people who beat about the bush. And so one thing I know about my leader, he's straight.
So you're voting him
And
again?
he's always, yeah, definitely.
In primaries.
I'm standing by him because he's exhibited a very exemplary leadership. Leading by example. If we are tolerating, we say zero tolerance to corruption, he means it.
How about those of your members who think contrary to you? I have seen them, I've heard them, and I can quote them. I can even mention some names if you want. Who have said he lacks sense of leadership. I can quote Honorable from Entebbe,
Hey, Mbwatekam.
Mbwatekamwa. He has several times he has said that he has failed to show people that he has leadership in him, that he can lead people.
Well, that is his opinion. That is his opinion. I cannot think for somebody. And to me, I believe in everybody bringing their opinions. If you believe probably he's not a good leader, then why are you with him? Or maybe start your own party or join another party. If you feel he's not the right person, because there are people who judge people, they judge a book by its cover. But if you go to the Bible, you know, David was, I think, a herdsman.
Yes.
He used to take care of cattle. Is it cattle or sheep? And he used to have his harp playing, which is something similar to my president. He's a musician, and he's considered an underdog
I'm seeing
to
you're
some
taking
people.
me, yes.
But I think he's a very brilliant leader. For some of us, he's got the authority. Only that some people think they are better than him. That's why they prejudge him. They don't want to follow. You see, when you are a leader, you must command respect from your people. And I think that's exactly what he's trying to do. Like when you do something wrong, he will tell you, this is wrong. So
Okay.
many people don't want people who are very direct to them.
All right, but when you see what is happening, how multinational companies are exiting Ugandan market, what comes into your mind and what do you think is not right? Banks, businesses, telecom companies, they're exiting Ugandan market. And the last one was Stanchart Bank, which has been here for ages. But they said we can't continue business in Uganda.
Okay, and you know, now these are some of the signs of the things we've been talking about, that there is for example, there is a discriminative tax regime. By that I mean there taxes, there are people who are exempted from taxes, and there are those who are made to pay a lot of taxes. And I can support that by saying, I'll give an example of, let's say, Chikubo. There are people who are downtown Chikubo, wholesalers, who are in that business and they use IFRIS. You know that IFRIS, the system. IFRIS is a system, that is the electronic, physical receipting and invoicing system. But you know, this one is very detailed, that it will follow every little detail of you. You'll have to pay taxes in entirety. But then there are also others. There are also others who are exempted in the same market. So this is what we call a discriminatory tax regime. But also, it is also regressive. Regressive in a way that somebody cannot make profit because, you know, you are like milking a cow, but you're not giving it feeds. That's what I'm trying to say. The Ugandans are not getting a good deal from the taxes they pay. So you're going to find that it's really a very difficult environment for some people. And you know, this one even comes from policy. In Parliament, there are policies which are passed to protect some companies individually, some companies to survive while others collapse.
Do you think our political environment could also be a reason?
Of course,
could also be contributing
that's also
what we are seeing?
That's also another reason. You see, these people are business people, but at the same time, I've talked to some of them, some of these big investors. I've had a chance. And they will tell you, what's wrong with your president? Somebody who doesn't want his people to be rich. What type of person is this? Because you see, if you want people to be rich, then you will collect a lot of tax from them. This is what the late Kibaki did. His regime, his time of office, 2 terms. You know, I was actually not supporting him in the 2nd term because of that Nini with Raila, and because Raila had won. But surprisingly,
things change. As we know, as they always change.
Surprisingly, a 1.5 million vote gap was closed in a matter of seconds, and Kibaki was sworn in. after 5 minutes.
Yes.
This one announced, and then the president was sworn in. But one thing I'll give to President Kibaki, may he so rest in eternal peace. He took Kenya 100 years ahead. Why? He widened the tax base, not in a regressive way. What I mean, without squeezing. You know, a regressive type is like trying to squeeze juice out of a stone. That's what they are trying to do. But this one widened. He promoted the cooperative union, cooperative unions. That's why in Kenya, now they said, oh, to own matatus, you must be in SACCOs. SACCOs, not SACCOs.
I know.
But
The
SACCOs,
cooperatives.
yes. Saving and, you know.
The cooperatives, kind of.
Exactly. So this one, you know what, when you cooperate, this government has killed that spirit. Because we had all those cooperative unions. They were all killed by this government because for them, their aim is how do we retain power, but not how do we make the country progress, how do we make the livelihoods of the people improve. That's not their deal.
Okay.
Their deal is, don't fear, I'm the one saying.
Yes.
Don't worry. I see you a bit scared.
I'm not
the
scared.
one
In
speaking.
fact, I want to introduce my guest.
Yes.
Then you can proceed from there.
Yeah.
I'm joined by Kasirye Sendagire. This is eyeing Kampala city mayorship. And the topic we are handling touches him so much because he handles most of the traders. If he happened to go through, he belongs to national resistance movement. I want him to say hello to our viewers.
Yes, good evening to our viewers. Names are well said, Kasirye Sendagire Muhammad, those are my names. And not only eyeing, but normally in our tribal, we have a phrase that says, come rain, come shine, we have to transform this city. And the base of our campaign is to turn our city, start straight away from the communal, you know, up to the wide page.
Where we found us, like I said, we are discussing why are big companies exiting our country. What is not going on right? Who is sleeping on job? Who has forgotten what he has to do to protect these people? And why is it that they feel like the clientele in Uganda cannot sustain their businesses?
First of all, I want to thank the president. And of course, to say that the president is one person who fights so hard to see a genuine transformation of this state, economically and socially. He tries his best. But you see, in this country, people have failed to differentiate between the president, government, and the party. You know, wherever a situation, wherever people discuss situations in the country, they discuss situations mingling the president in everything. Yet, the president does his part.
But he's a fountain of honor.
Yes.
And he's responsible for all these things.
Yes.
In fact, I want to remind you that he's also a minister of finance.
Yes, you're very right. He's the chief finance minister, I should say. But he doesn't run the country alone. He works together with my brother, Honorable. You see, he's a legislature, he's in legislature, he's in parliament, he's a honorable member, but he's government. They run this government, they run this country. So when I say that the president does his part, he does indeed. He speaks, but he also does the work. You get? But I think the problem is more in the systems of government, in the administration. There is something we are lacking. I've seen the president myself, seeing him traveling country to country, trying to look for investors to bring them here. And I've seen him, this very same president, saying no to his men. You know, we call them the men and women that moves together with the president. Always tells them that wherever you go out, try to look for investors, try to speak well about Uganda. You get? And surely, we've seen fruits somehow, somewhere, people coming in. But the problem is with the system. When investors come here, trust me, there are those men who normally use it as a chance to rob them.
Mr.
To ask
Kasirye,
for lots of money from them.
Mr. Kasirye,
Yes.
when I visit your home, and then your child of 8 years comes with a dirty football, and then he starts just throwing it to my face. Do I have to blame that child, or I blame the head of that family for not disciplining his children?
I should say that government is managed within systems. It is the systems that we look at to say that, okay, now this is better, or we are losing as a country. When I hear my brother, Honorable, saying that, you see, government is because of the president, no. The president comes in to more amplify, categorize, try to make sure that he puts things that can manage a state. You get? So the president has done his part. Even when we talk about investors that have been disturbed by Ugandans, technocrats, the president has put at corruption.
When should we blame president?
Sorry?
You know, all this, when should we blame president?
You see, me, I first blame the system.
Who created the system?
I first blame the system. If I'm to blame the president, he takes so long to catch up, because he respects the system. You get? The president respects the system, respects the laws. Government is not about coming. If the president if the president was this kind of person, if someone wrongs, if someone does something wrong, he comes by himself and is like, no, arrest that one, do this to that one, then he would definitely be a dictator. You get? But because he gives chance to the systems to run, so he should pin those that try to make things, run smoothly within the state.
Now, I want to say this to you. Bank of Uganda lost 60 billions some days back. Bank of Uganda has no governor. It's a role of president to appoint a governor. It's now getting to 4 years. Now, what do you make out of that?
First of all, this good question would first go to our legislature. What does the Constitution say?
In fact, it's here, Honorable.
Yes. What does the Constitution say?
We have a country. We have a bank, a national bank, that has no governor. It's getting to 4 years.
For how long should a governor or an entity like Bank of Uganda take without having a governor? All those are questions that are unanswered.
Honorable.
Now, okay, maybe to help my brother, first of all, I would like to welcome him to the show and also thank him for being brave.
He's brave.
Yeah, he's brave to defend things he doesn't believe in. Because I don't really think, he looks a very brilliant gentleman from what he's speaking, but I don't think he's saying what he believes in, because when you say things are okay, that the president has done a lot, okay, we look at the results. Are people okay? Are their livelihoods better? We look at the results. Don't just talk for the sake of speaking or to protect your stake in the party, but talk about reality. We are talking about reality. You tell me the education system is better than how it was. Tell me that the roads are better than how they were. You tell me that the purchasing power is better than how it was. You tell me that the people earn more from their crops, from their agricultural products than they used to. Then I will say, oh, things are better. You talk with results. This is a government which has tried to even cheat its way to middle income status until their parameters they follow, and they said, no, come on, you are telling a lie. So, my brother, as you are coming this side, if you, like you said, come rain or shine, we need to change the city, we need to change the country. I think let us speak objectively. Don't just sing a song you don't believe in. Like personally, I cannot sing an obscene song. There are some songs I can't listen. Or even if it's making a lot of money for me, I can't reach that extent. So I thank him for coming, but I think I also would like to say he's a very brave man. He's a brave man to be able to speak all the things he's spoken when the reality is different. So going to the Bank of Uganda.
And he's
that
saying,
one,
according
it
to
is the
Constitution,
mandate. It is the mandate
of the president,
But also
it's
it's
the
the
mandate of
fountain
you
honor.
as a parliament to demand.
Yes, we've demanded several times to show you that his president is a dictator. He's kept a deaf ear to what so many times we've tried, but probably he has a reason why he doesn't want a bank governor, that he wants the Bank of Uganda to be like his commercial bank, his private bank. No wonder now banks have started leaving, because if Bank of Uganda can do what they are doing, then they become useless. You see, this is how everyone is, deleted from the system, slowly by slowly. There are some people, like those investors you are talking about, he said, oh, he goes for investors and so on. No. The best people to be ourselves. We used to be investors. I was young in Masaka. I don't know where his village is, but me, I'm from Masaka. But I think you've heard of Masaka Union. Masaka Union used to have a plant that used to make soda, which was called crepes. Did you hear of that? Now, it used to make soda from pineapples and passion fruits. So what did this mean? That is a value addition Mr. Museveni always sings about in action those days. Because you could never see a young man or a young woman carrying 6 pineapples in a jam and selling 6 big pineapples at 10,000, hawking them. Now, what of the person who planted them? You look at that best person. That's when you will say. Now, that time, my uncle was called Mr. Katongole from Mpalampa. He had not gone to school, but he was a very rich man. Why? Because he was part of the team. You see, with a union, a cooperative union, if you are weak, nobody will see your weakness when you are in a team of strong people. You get it? So it's me, I play soccer, but I'm a defender. But there are some people who are in striking, they make it look easy. Like I love Messi. Messi makes scoring look easy, or Ronaldo. But when you go there, it's not easy. Now, Messi, the reason why Messi is good, he's playing the number he knows best. He does not play alone. Messi alone cannot beat Uganda Cranes. If he's alone on the pitch, can he?
No, of course not.
With no keeper, they will score him 100 goals. He needs a team. So now that team, he would actually be a bad player if he was even outplayed. If you put Messi in the goal, you see with his height. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yes. Now, the cooperative unions made these people, it could make us the members, part of the team, even a weak one, would look strong. Because you are part of the winning team. When they score, when they used to sell pineapples, the big ones were taken abroad. They were normally 6, packed in a box. They said 6 pineapples from Uganda. Always finished on the shelves because they are very sweet. Is there anyone, you've traveled, I'm sure, you know very well how our pineapples taste here, my friend. I have friends in UK. They tell me once they receive a pineapple from Uganda, they call their friends. People drive 20, 30 kilometers away to come and eat. Let's go and eat the pineapple from Uganda. So now, these are people combined, the educated, uneducated. Everyone is important. The marketeer, the one who is growing. So it was a chain. And now they became the investors. Because together they pooled the resources and they bought that plant at Chavakuza, which was finished, as we talk, killed by this government. He's praising. Sorry, my words are at times very hard, but let me not say it killed, but okay, the plant died when they were watching. Let me...
Mr. Cassidy,
because I see...
Let me bring in Mr. Cassidy here. Let me bring in Mr. Cassidy here. When you hear all these things...
Now, I wanted to make the distinction.
Before we go for a short break.
I wanted to make the difference. the reason, when we are a team and we win, it is different from bringing one investor, protect this investor against the laws. This is what government
Mr.
does.
Cassidy, out of what Honorable said, do you see lies in them or they are reality?
You see, partly some are real. At one point, just of recent, the Minister of Privatization, Honorable Evelyn Anite, who happens to be my friend, called local investors in one hall to discuss URA or taxes, okay? And I questioned her that why is it that we normally hear hundreds of investors that are in Uganda, foreign investors, but in this room, we are seeing a few of them, okay? If we are discussing about taxes, why do we have to call only locals first? We would see a chain of Chinese in one quorum. You get? But what am I trying to say?
Exempted.
I'm talking about system management. I'm talking about transparency. I'm talking about what we expect from members of parliament. You see, this government, when I look at President Museveni in the eye, I only now see the president concentrating on one, economic growth of the state, two, maintenance of the security. That's what I see. And me, as Cassidy Sendagiri Mohammed, I think you've always heard me saying that we demand the president and this government the social transformation of the people. People are not feeling the money that is being talked about by the state at the end of the day.
In the budget.
We always see the budget increasing. We always see GDP increasing, but then the livelihood of the people. People are not feeling that government, is doing something close to them. It is true, Ugandans, the way they were are not the way they are now. It is true, when you look at...
Are they better or worse?
No, they are better when it comes to shillings, Differentiate between someone earning $1 million.
You mean, Cassidy, I want to get you very well. You mean that Ugandans are better in terms of
What?
In terms of
cost
of
let me
living,
explain to you.
In terms of
They can pay fees
There
for
is
their
a difference.
children.
There is a difference between now, and
let's go
20
for a short
years
break.
back.
Let's go for a short break.
Yes.
When we come back, we are going to continue from there.